As more and more organizations focus on innovation, are you falling behind?
We've got a process for everything else around here. Why not for innovation?
Innovation used to be the responsibility of research and development and the marketing department. No more. In today's hyper-competitive world, innovation must become everybody's business.
And that's the shot that's been heard around the world over the last decade as more and more companies have begun to take a systematic approach to innovation.
What are you doing to develop the potential of your most talented people to drive growth and differentiation?
One of the things that I kept hearing from leaders and CEOs was, you know, Robert, we've got really great people. People with great functional skills or great technical skills or great people skills even. But what they really lacked were innovation skills.
Corporate innovation guru Robert B. Tucker is the author of 6 acclaimed books, including the recently released Innovation is Everybody's Business. For over 20 years, he has inspired organizations throughout the world to seize opportunities and profit from change.
This morning what I want to do is to talk with you about several strategies that you can use right away when you get back to the office to make innovation something that you do on a daily basis to provide you with a competitive edge. I've been studying innovators for over 20 years, and it comes back to mindset. This is Michelle, and Michelle works for a manufacturing company in Ohio, and she's the receptionist there. And she received the award for Innovator of the Year. My colleague said, you know, you're the receptionist. I can't help but ask you, how did you get the award? Oh, and she smiled and she said, you know, it was really kind of simple. She said, because I'm the receptionist, I'm talking to our customers all day long. And sometimes, occasionally, they're not real happy with something we did or maybe something we failed to do. And she said, when that happens, I don't get defensive. I just pick up my pen and paper and start writing. And I take down the story. And then I love to ask them my favorite question, which is, and what do you think we should do so that this never happens again? And they tell me, and I write that up, and I submit that to our new ideas program. And that's how I got the award. You see, Michelle could have said, hey, I'm just the receptionist. I'm tethered to the telephone. Innovation, make it my business. You've got to be kidding. But instead, Michelle has an opportunity mindset. And so she says, hey, I've got a unique position here. I can listen to customers all day long and get ideas for how we can improve. I want to give you a technique. Obligation or opportunity. Put this on a sticky note and place it on the dashboard of your car. Obligation or opportunity? And if we shift into opportunity mindset, ladies and gentlemen, guess what? Anything might be about to happen. Have you had this thought occur to you ever? When you have that thought, that proves right there that you are an innovator, because what's happening in that moment is you are assaulting an assumption. We got to become aware of our own assumptions. Invite ourselves on a daily basis to think bigger. Get the brain out of the thinking ruts that it's normally in. Ask for a third option. Somebody might come to you and say, you know, we can do X or we can do Y. And I want you to scratch your chin gently and say, well, what would Z look like? But go back with me in your mind for just a moment to the depths of the Great Recession. It would have been about December of 2008. The global economy is about to fall off a cliff. Fear is palpable. If you're in the auto industry, people have stopped buying your products. Sales are down 30 to 50% for all the major companies with the exception of one. Sales are up at Hyundai. Why? What are they doing? Well, it turned out that Hyundai asked a different question. You see, everybody in the industry was moving in lockstep to ask the same basic question. How do we move more cars? How do we sell cars in this really terrible environment? Do we discount, rebate? What do we need to do? But Hyundai says, why aren't people buying cars? They're not buying cars because they're afraid in the next 12 months they'll lose their job. So they're being cautious. So they offered a 1-year, no-cost return guarantee, an unconventional, innovative solution for unconventionally bad times. So what we're talking about, ladies and gentlemen, are real-world solutions, real ways of running our brain, of thinking differently than our competitors. We are living in an era where collaboration is essential, and yet we don't really talk about what it is. There really are two kinds of people out there. There are people who are solvents, and there are people who are glue. People who are solvents, they rub people the wrong way. They're always getting into conflicts. They're always withholding information. Glue, those people, even if they're not quite as talented, because they're putting out, because everything they do is about the betterment of the team and the goal and the effort, that even if they're not as naturally talented, they tend to bring the team up. You probably need 3 to 4 times as many ideas on a daily basis to be effective in your work as your counterpart 20 or 30 years ago. Begin to pay attention to your ideas when you have them, because they're little butterflies. They're very fragile, and because the mind is a very terrible storage device. So the discipline of the innovator is to write his or her ideas down the moment they occur.
Are you prepared for hyper-competition? Call now to schedule Robert B. Tucker for your next meeting.
And so if you're willing to step up, to step forward, and to say, wait a minute, I'm going to make a commitment here. I'm going to make a commitment to myself right now to embrace innovation. If you want to say to yourself, I am going to make it happen this year, nothing is going to get in my way. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much.